Kim Mansion. Mrs. Kim, so you want me to set a date, Taehyung? You know, I don't believe in dating. Just set the wedding date. Mr. and Mrs. Kim sigh as Taehyung walks out of the room, silently Lee. Family home Diana YN. I swear to God, if you touch my date. Eyeliner, one more time. In, oh my God, Annie chill. I am just borrowing it for my friend's engagement photo shoot. Not marrying the eyeliner. Diana groaned from the bathroom as IN Lee, the family's unofficial chaos manager, twirled the eyeliner in the hallway. Like it was a trophy, she pranced around in her pajama shorts and bunny slippers in honey you're getting. Married, you'll have to give up all of this. Eventually, you know, under my supervision. Of course, Diana stepped out of the bathroom in her blue silk pajamas and matching shirt, raising an eyebrow. Diana, sure, but until then, you can't touch any of my stuff. In pouted dramatically. Diana chuckled and tugged her cheeks fondly. Diana, oh God, I'm going to miss you. In, wait, I just got a great idea. She placed her hand on In's shoulder as they both made their way toward the dining room. In, you and a good idea. Now, that's rare. Diana just nodded confidently. They entered the dining room. Diana, after I get married, I know. I'll miss you like crazy. I know you'll cry too, but you'll act all tough and pretend you didn't. So why don't you come live with me after the wedding? In sighed dramatically, shaking her head with a playful frown. In, you won't be living alone, ma'am. You'll have a husband, and that poor man will silently curse me for intruding on his newlywed bliss with his gorgeous wife. Mrs. Lee chuckled softly in the background. Diana, at least visit me sometimes. Okay. In placed a finger on her chin, pretending to think deeply. In, only if you cook my favorite dish. Every time I come over, laughter echoed through the dining room. Diana nodded eagerly. 1 month later, surprisingly, Taehyung and Diana hadn't met even once after their marriage was fixed. Why? Because Taehyung had been away on a top-secret mission for over 15 days, something no one could know to cover. Added up. He told everyone he was on a business trip to LA and had gotten into a minor accident, so he couldn't come back earlier. And now the wedding was tomorrow. Taehyung's bedroom. Evening. Taehyung sat at his study table, deeply focused on some paperwork, when he heard a knock at the door. Taehyung, yeah? Mom, come in. Mrs. Kim entered with a mildly annoyed expression. Mrs. Kim. Taehyung, don't tell me you forgot about your wedding suit, she said sternly. Taehyung immediately stood up, shaking his head. Taehyung, what? No, Mom, I didn't forget. Mrs. Kim sighed in relief, placing a hand over her heart. Mrs. Kim. Taehyung, I know how much you love your work and you're always busy, but it's time for you to start focusing on your life and your life partner. I don't want her to ever feel neglected or less important. Taehyung, yeah, Mom, I know, and don't worry, I am not the kind of man who'd ignore his wife for work. I want to be like Appa. Mrs. Kim smiled warmly and caressed his arm. Mrs. Kim, that's my boy. I hope you saw the photo of your future wife that I sent Taehyung. I am sorry, Mom. I think I missed it. You sent it when I had lost my phone? Mrs. Kim? Oh, then I'll send it to you again. Taehyung nodded. Mrs. Kim left the room while he sat on the bed, waiting for the photo to come through. A few seconds later, his phone buzzed. It was a message from his mom, but the photo made him frown. It was a family photo, Mom. Sorry, son. I accidentally deleted her solo photo while sending it, so I sent you a family photo instead. Taehyung, it's okay. Just tell me which one is her. Meanwhile, in the living room, Mrs. Kim's phone rang. It was her old friend calling, the one she had invited to Taehyung's wedding. In a hurry, she quickly messaged him. Mrs. Kim, the one in the brown dress. She rushed to answer the call without clarifying further. Back in Taehyung's room, Taehyung stared at the photo, squinting at the two girls. Taehyung, God, they're both wearing brown. Who is Mom talking about? He zoomed in, analyzing the picture again. Taehyung, I think this is Diana. She looks more. What, Taehyung? He sighed, staring at Ayana's face without realizing who she truly was. Taehyung, I'm sure she's the one I am marrying tomorrow, he said, a soft smile unknowingly spreading across his face, unaware that he was actually looking at his fiancée's sister. Meanwhile, at the Lee Mansion Inn, you should stalk him on Instagram. Ani Diana, I don't even use Instagram. In, Mom. Dad, seriously, how do you not have any photos of him? Isn't that weird? She raised a suspicious brow as her parents were still busy with wedding preparations. Mrs. Lee, Oh honey, I saw him once, and believe me, I has very handsome. I honestly didn't even want Diana to see him before the wedding. I was afraid she might faint from how good looking he is, so we didn't ask. Whatty for photos. Diana rolled her eyes. Unimpressed Diana, it's not like ill start daydreaming about him all day just because of one photo. Mrs. Lee, I am your mom princess. I know how your brain works now. Go get some sleep. Your wedding is tomorrow. We don't want you fainting at the altar. She turned to YN, who was sneaking ice cream from the fridge. Mrs. Lee, and you stop eating ice cream this late. You just had a fever last night. In gave a guilty look, spoon halfway to her mouth. In, it's for emotional support. Everyone groaned. Next day, Taehyung stepped out of the car. His striking looks immediately turning heads. Beside him was his best friend Jimin. Both families had arranged a pre-wedding ceremony, a casual gathering before the actual wedding, which was scheduled to take place in 4 hours. The event was meant to help the bride and groom meet and get to know each other before officially tying the knot. Jimin, bro, aren't you nervous? Taehyung glanced at him as his parents began greeting the guests. Taehyung nervous? Why Jimin dude, it's your wedding today. Taehyung just shrugged casually, but before Jimin could say more, Taehyung's phone buzzed. Taehyung, 1 sec, I need to take this. Jimin, seriously, you should switch off your phone today. But Taehyung had already walked away, phone pressed to his ear, his steps quick as he moved toward the empty corridor, then onto a quiet balcony. Taehyung, what his brows furrowed, his voice dropped tone, tightening with tension. Taehyung, what the hell are you saying? His jaw clenched and his grip on the phone tightened. Taehyung, how could my dad, how could he-man on the call? Sir, I know this is hard to hear, but the woman you suspected, the one you warned your stepfather about, is involved with her. We just confirmed she's the last person your father was seen arguing with before his death. And now, sir, your stepfather is with her. Taehyung, entire body stiffened, his heart pounded. He had told his stepfather about that woman, his suspicions, his gut feeling. He had warned him, and now Taehyung's eyes landed on a sleek black car pulling up near the entrance. A woman stepped out, the same woman had suspected for years, and then his stepfather appeared. He walked straight to her, spoke softly, and without hesitation kissed her. Taehyung's blood boiled. He slammed his fist into the wall, the force making his knuckles split and bleed. His breath came. Heavy rage clouded his vision. He wanted to pull the flower from his coat and end it all right there from the balcony, but he knew if he lost control now, he'd never get the justice he truly wanted. Hey, you're mister. The gentle voice beside him snapped him out of his violent thoughts. He turned sharply, still breathing heavily. The girl beside him flinched slightly at his deadly aura and stepped back just a little. In, are you okay? Taehyung's pov, I've been chasing the truth for so long, searching for the face behind my fathers and sisters. That woman, the one I warned my stepdad about, is right there, and Hes kissing her like they both have something to hide. He knew, he always knew. I want to end everything right now, make a pool of right beneath this balcony. I want to pull the trigger and watch him fall. But then a voice, soft, warm, a little scared. I look beside me, and it's her, my fiancée, right? She's standing in front of me in a sky blue and white gown, the colors flowing around her like wind and water. Her soft curls frame her worried face. She looks like someone from a dream. I glance at my own suit. We match accidentally. I run my hand through my hair, trying to calm down. But inside, I am on fire. How do I pretend everything is normal when the man I want to destroy is smiling down there like he owns the world? How do I pretend everything is normal when the man I want to destroy is smiling down there like he owns the world? Your hand is bleeding badly. You need first aid. Please follow me. Her voice is soft, almost soothing. It works. On me, somehow, the storm in my chest calms just a little. But before I can follow her, my gaze shifts again back to him, the man who should be rotting. The fury returns. It hits me like a wave. We take only a few steps, maybe 10, when we reach a high room. She pushes the door open, and we both step inside. Sit. Here, ill, get the band-aid. But just as she speaks, my phone buzzes again. More proof. Another message from my man, another reminder of my stepfather's betrayal. I can't take it. I clench my jaw, shove the phone in my pocket, and walk toward the wall. Then slam my fist into it again. I hear her gasp loud and startled, but I ignore it. I hit the wall again and again. What are you doing? Are you out of your mind? I still ignore her. I need the pain. I need it to breathe. What the hell is wrong with him? He's acting like a madman, punching the wall like it. Insulted his ancestors. I thought he was the groom's best friend. I saw him step out of the car with him. He seemed calm at first, but now he looks dangerous, lost. broken. I can't just stand here. I rush forward and grab his arm, trying to pull him away from the wall, trying to make him look at me, and then I realized I am trapped between him and the wall hairs. Towering over me, his dark, intense eyes locked on mine, his face just inches away, his chest rising and falling rapidly. My heart is pounding so fast, it feels like it might give me something. He smashed his lips onto mine. I gasped. I tried to push him away, my hands on his chest, but he didn't budge. His kiss was wild, desperate. His grip tightened around me, as if letting go would shatter him. A small, helpless sound escaped my throat. I tapped his arm, his chest, anything to make him stop, but nothing worked, and then he pulled back just slightly, but our foreheads stayed pressed together. His breath mingled with mine, my cheeks were burning, his eyes were staring into mine like he could read everything I was trying to hide. This wasn't how I imagined my first kiss, not at all. But then, he kissed me again, this time slower, softer. His fingers brushed the back of my neck as he kissed me like I was something fragile, something sacred, and then he finally pulled away. It's my first time, but it was worth it. His voice was deep, calm. Like the ocean before a storm, we were still close, dangerously close. One of his palms gently cupped my cheek, the other rested on my waist. My chest heaved, my mind was spinning. Why did you do that, mister? He looked at me, eyes unreadable. I am going to be your husband. Stop calling me mister. My eyes widened in shock. Wait, what, him has the groom? No way. I was about to push him away hard, when suddenly, the door swung open. My mom stepped into the room. I froze, my heart jumped. Taehyung didn't move. I gulped and quickly tried to pull his hand away from my face, panic rising in my throat. Mom slap. My face turned to the side as a sharp sting exploded across my cheek. My skin burned where her palm had landed. My eyes widened. Never, ever in my life had I felt this kind of things. What the hell just happened? She slapped my fiancé right in front of me. What the hell were you both doing in here? She shouted furiously, eyes blazing as she turned to me. What do you mean? Isn't she my fiancé? My voice came out cold, sharper than I intended, but her reaction froze me. Her eyes widened, then shifted toward her, whose own eyes were now brimming with tears. You think she's your fiancé? My heart dropped when I looked at her, whose tears were spilling over now. Panic started to creep up my spine. I ignored her mother and stepped toward her. Are you okay? I gently reached out and brushed my fingers against her reddened cheek. She tried to move away, but I stopped her, grabbed the first aid kit beside us, and carefully applied a cooling cream to the sting my hands. Moved with unnatural gentleness, completely focused on her, even as blood from my own hand dripped onto the floor. She looked like she might faint, seeing everything unfold. Please stop this. Who are you? And why are you doing all of this? Her voice shook, full of both anger and confusion. He is Diana's fiancé, she said coldly. Where the hell are you, bro? Today's your wedding and you're not even answering phone. He turned a corner, still dialing my number, when his eyes fell on a girl in a white gown, light, elegant, not too heavy, chasing after a fluffy white cat that had stopped near his feet. The girl stopped, too out of breath. She looked up and smiled politely before bending to pick up her cat, but as her eyes met his, her cheeks flushed pink. Oh my god, what is he doing here? That's him, that's really him. My fiancé is standing right in front of me. Mom was right. Hez, not just handsome, has dangerous level. Handsome, and Hez the same man who was my first crush. We used to see each other at that little cafe. My friends would tease me. Hez staring at you again. Diana, I never believed them, but right now my heart is racing like crazy. Oh no, I hope he doesn't notice my cheeks turning pink. Oh my god, I can't believe she's standing in front of me months ago in Busan. I used to go to this small cafe, not for the coffee, but to catch a glimpse of her. She came there almost every day. I never had the courage to talk to her. What if she thought I was creepy, but then she stopped coming? I assumed she moved, and now I guess she really did to Seoul. And now she's here right in front of me, even more beautiful than I remembered. My heart's beating too fast. I've never felt this nervous around any female before, but she's really making it hard to breathe. Oh, are you searching for someone? Her voice is soft, sweet, calming, and somehow making me more nervous. Yeah, I was looking for my best friend. I think he's talking about that tall man who arrived with him. I am also looking for my sister. He nodded with an O expression on his face, so she's probably talking about the bride. Wait, her sister is the bride. That means both the groom and the bride are missing. Perfect. They probably found each other and are hiding somewhere, chatting romantically, while we're all losing our minds. Anyway, could you please show me where the washroom is? Sure, follow me. I started walking. Up behind her, that's when I noticed her cat clinging to her leg, but not gently. It was being aggressively affectionate play, fighting with her like a tiny wild beast. It was actually kind of cute until smack the cat threw a solid punch at Diana's face and leapt onto a nearby cabinet crash, a vase filled with flowers and water came tumbling down, shattering on the floor. Water and shards of glass scattered everywhere. My heart jumped careful before she could step onto the broken pieces. I grabbed her hand and yanked her toward me. We stumbled, slammed into the wall, and then our lips touched accidentally, both. Our eyes widened at the same time, frozen, but the moment didn't pass instead. We slowly started to move, a soft kiss, hesitant, then gentle, sweet. She wasn't pulling away, and neither was I. Mr. Lee and Mrs. Kim were walking through the hallway, planning to meet the bride before the ceremony, but as they approached the corner, both of them froze in place, their eyes widened, in shock. Right there, in the open space, beside the hallway, they were kissing, not just standing close, but kissing. His expression hardened instantly. Her mouth fell open in disbelief. A second later, her mother also stepped out of the room, already dizzy from what happened inside, and gasped sharply when she saw the scene unfold in front of her eyes. Diana, the sudden gasp broke the moment they jerked apart, breathless eyes wide, her cheeks flushed, bright red, her lips trembling. She looked around at her father's furious glare, her mother's horror. In Mrs. Kim's disbelief, she felt like the ground was disappearing beneath her, and then her mother collapsed. "Mom," she cried out and rushed to her side. He quickly moved in catching her before she hit the floor. He picked her up gently in his arms, glancing apologetically at everyone, then carried her toward the nearby room. Meanwhile, inside the room he was kneeling before her, gently dabbing ointment on her cheek with the utmost care. Her eyes were still watery red from crying. The earlier slap had left a sting far deeper than just the mark on her skin. "Hey, please don't cry, okay?" Voice trembling. "I ruined everything I deserved." That slap, he pressed a finger to her lips, stopping her words. "No, you didn't. None of this is your fault. Not mine, either. We didn't know. I didn't know you were her sister. You didn't know I was her fiancé." He slowly wiped her tears away with his thumb. "Please, don't cry, princess." Her heart skipped a beat at the gentle nickname. "So you're Taehyung?" He nodded silently. "And what's your name, sweetheart?" His voice was low, soft, like velvet. The second nickname made her cheeks flush with warmth, but she gathered herself and shook her head. "Lee Yn, and I think it's better if we forget everything that happened." He tilted his head, slightly lips curling into a slow, dangerous smirk. "I am sorry, but I can't." My tears threatened to fall again, the weight of guilt crashing back. She had kissed her sister's fiancé, her sister's wedding day, her mistake, because I don't want to lock someone into a loveless marriage, someone they don't even know if they can ever love. Now, he leaned forward and pressed a gentle kiss to her forehead. Her eyes widened, breath catching in her throat. At that very moment, the door opened. Mr. Lee, Mrs. Kim, Diana, and Jimin entered. Jimin still holding